I have a Honda Odyssey here. This one's getting a new rear body panel. These are a chore to put in the way they design them with part of this inner structure inside of here. So there's a certain way they want it done, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this old one cut off first, and then I'll show you guys exactly how I go about fitting the new one up. So in order to get this old one out, I'm just gonna cut it in half, then I'll be able to fish each side out, and then when I put the new one in, I'm gonna have to do it a little differently. Now I got this all cut apart now, and you guys might be wondering why in the hell did I cut this whole thing apart, because there wasn't a lot of damage on it. Reason being is actually because of a bad design by Honda. These are actually the nuts that the reinforcement bar bolts to, and the way they weld them on, they just put a few tack welds, and these break loose quite often whenever the reinforcement bar, if it just gets tapped. If the reinforcement bar just gets tapped, it'll break these nuts loose inside of here, and then there's no way to reattach the new reinforcement bar on the back. These nuts will just spin or they'll fall off down the side of there, and there's just no access. So what you have to do is you have to cut the whole rear body panel off, and I'm going to weld these nuts. There's one still attached right there, but I'll weld that one better, and then I have to weld one more down in here, and then I also have to come to this side and I have to weld both of the nuts in on this side. So it's unfortunate, it's a bad design, but there's no possible way to attach the reinforcement bar without doing this to put these nuts inside of there. So that's why I cut this one all apart. All right, I got those nuts all welded on. Now I got to start getting this rear body panel ready. And the way they make this with these side pieces on, there's no way to fish this up in there with the quarter panels and everything else still on the car, because the way they built the car, they put the quarter panels on after the rear body panel was in there, so everything overlaps. So what they actually have me do is I gotta separate these bottom pieces off of here, and I gotta separate them carefully because I'm gonna still use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut both of these bottom pieces off to start with. Alright, now what they want me to actually do is they want me to separate this corner piece right here on the left side only. They want me to cut it right through this laser seam right here, drill out the spot welds, and separate this piece off. That way, whenever I fish it in there, I could hook it one side at a time, and with one of these off, it'll allow it to fit right up inside of there. So I'm going to go ahead and separate this left side off of here, just like this. Alright, I got this rear body panel all fit up, ready to weld. I'm going to go ahead and weld that side together first. Then I will come over here and weld this corner piece in. So, I'm going to get to welding.